on WCIA3 Plus. With Mitchell Wright and Adam Sherwinski. This is Binging with the Boys.
We are back. Welcome back to another episode of Binging with the Boys.
We are so back.
We are so freaking back. We missed out last week, but
I had to go to the zoo.
We had a little busy time. Of course, we're back with our boy Adam Sherwinski, as always. So today we're actually, it's a little bit different, right? A little bit different. We have not been watching or not been binging.
This is the anti-binging episode. We are not. This is not binging with the boys. This is just the boys.
It's just
no
boys
trademark.
Being boys.
Yeah, boys being boys. Because this is not trying to, I don't want to get a trademark infringement.
Yeah, that's right. Amazon will come after us for sure.
Boys with an S, not with a Z.
With an S. Yeah.
Or is it with a Z? I don't know.
I can't remember.
BOIS. What about that one? Boys.
Jinx. Okay, so yeah, we're talking no movies because
no movies. No TV shows, really. I mean, we'll get into it. We're kind of talking about the fatigue that comes into watching a lot of TV shows. And it gets to a point, I think everyone has it. And we don't watch it all the time. Obviously, we have jobs. I mean, that's what we're doing right now. But there's a point where you turn on the television and you want to watch a show. And then you ever had it where you're just watching it and it's a show series you like. And you just have zero desire to keep watching it.
Yeah.
So you flipped on to something else. Maybe a different show that you like. And you have zero intention of watching it. You turn on YouTube and there's no thing you really want to watch to. Nothing you want to listen to. You just want none of it. Yeah, we're talking about burnout here. We're talking about fatigue.
Movie fatigue.
TV show fatigue. I think I added that one too because I was just like, hey, what about that? I realized my collar was sticking out. There we go. Whoop.
Oh, I thought the collar was supposed to stick out.
I wanted to keep it in today.
Yeah. So how we doing, Adam? What are
we fatigued on? Everything.
Yeah. What are you kind of thinking about right now in terms of movies or in terms of no movies?
I tried to start a new series, right? Netflix's Marco Polo show, because, I like learning about the Genghis Khan and his Kublai Khan and, Genghis Khan, I guess is his actual name, but, and Kublai Khan. And I was just watching it and I was like, this is not, my brain doesn't want a brain.
Mm-hmm.
I turn on The Simpsons and it's on in the background, but I'm not really paying attention. It's just something to have in the background. Same with King of the Hill. That's the thing. I always revert back to my sweatpants shows, what I call them.
Yeah, something you could just like turn on
and not think about it.
Be in the kitchen cooking, not even listening to it.
And there's still things that are going to be on. It's just I just don't have anything I'm diving into and really getting into the details and the weeds of it. So that's the problem. And then it doesn't just happen for me. I don't know if it happens like you, but I'll try to do it with TV shows or a movie, and I just can't.
Yeah.
And then I go to YouTube, and YouTube's a pretty good haven. The problem is I just replay the same videos I've heard a million times.
Thank you. Okay, I was going to ask if you
I've seen this a million times, but I know what to expect. And I think that's what it is that your brain is just so tired of things. It needs a break, and you just can't absorb not new information, but you can't really focus on new information. You're just trying to kind of go in a stasis mode, a homeostasis mode.
Yeah, it ends up being like this, kind of dragging in mud.
I've heard this a million times, 3 times this week already. Yeah. And so, it happens a lot. I kind of looked online, like, what happens if you have that burnout? And, there's a lot of suggestions out there. And I want to hear what yours are, though. What about you? Have you been watching anything and just kind of the same thing?
Yeah, I've been kind of in limbo. The day that I brought this up to you, that I was like, hey, I'm not, feeling very bingy, or I'm not watching things. I just didn't want to. That morning, I was turning on Avatar, Fire and Ash, the third one, and I enjoy it. I think the third one, I think the whole series is really colorful and really engaging cinematically. But yeah, I was watching it and I was like, man, it's just you
can't force yourself
you just
to
don't
do
want
it.
to watch it. And I'll tie in back a point that you just made is that that new information, your brain gets overstimulated on constantly learning about the world, whether it's through obviously learning nonfiction or you're watching a movie. You're technically learning the world, right? You're absorbing
that information
and the actors acting and blah 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 blah.
I just want something to drone it out. But the problem is as humans, I think we always crave something new. So it's like a counterfight. You're like,
we kind of crave experience, and something that we've already experienced isn't bad, but it starts to dwindle. Well, maybe not dwindle its effect, but
it just kind of goes into more of a meh.
It's hard to describe, to be honest.
So when you have this kind of spell like we're having right now, what do you do in the time? How do you know that spell's kind of coming there, Mitchell?
I guess I didn't really notice it until the weekend passed by and I just hadn't watched a lot. Oh, granted, like I had a lot going on over the weekend.
Right, I did too.
Big Final Four games.
What sports? We had sports going on. What? No, I'm not
Final
excited
Four
or anything
win,
about
or
that.
Not big Final Four win.
We're
but
going to the Final
going
Four.
to the Final Four
We're
now.
fighting Illini, yeah.
Yeah, so busy weekend with that. Of course, basketball, March Madness, but
Watched a lot of basketball.
yeah, I watched a lot of basketball. But when it comes to like the fatigue, it is like you said, turn on the random show in the background. Like I just told you this morning, The Office. I'm rewatching The Office now, and it's not like I have to pay attention to it because I've seen it a million times. But it's one of those comfort shows that's just on
A sweatpants show.
a sweatpants show, and I love that. Yeah,
It's comfortable.
I think that's got to be a Binging with the Boys T-shirt is sweatpants outfits or
Sweatpants show.
Sweatpants shows.
Do you have? Would you have a list of sweatpants shows that you just know, like, this is something I'll throw on and not think twice about it?
Yeah, like New Girl, Community's a good
Community.
one.
I've done that with Community. Hey, King of the Hill. The Simpsons. I
Yeah.
have watched so much Simpsons.
Family Guy is one
Family
for me.
Guy.
Yep.
American Dad actually has become one.
American
recently.
Dad is actually growing on me a lot.
To become more of a sweatpants show or just in general a show?
It's just in general a show. I don't think I've watched it enough for it to be one of those like throw on in the background. Because sometimes with those new animated shows, you want to pay attention
Right.
to.
You know, and there's some shows that you got to append. Like I could not do that with Invincible. I had to sit and
Not a
watch
chance.
it.
I'm too
It's
curious.
all new. So, but another show I could think of, South Park. I've done that with. You know,
Yeah,
a
I
lot
could
of
say South
comedies, a
Park
lot of
is good.
classic, adult animation comedies. I'm trying to think of another show. Oh, here's one that you probably folks at home don't know or care about. Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Oh, okay.
Abridged.
Oh, the abridged version.
From Team 4-Star. I love that series. I used to watch it all through middle school, through high school, and in college. We actually had viewing parties in college, not like as a whole group, but like my friends would, like my buddy Julius would text me, my roommate too, he'd be like, new Dragon Ball Z Abridged. I'm like, we have to watch it tonight.
It's
He's
happening.
like, we have to watch it.
It's happening tonight,
I already
yeah.
watched it. Oh, no.
Well, we'll watch it again.
We
We'll
watched the
watch it
Broly movie, the Abridged Broly movie, and
Yeah.
I'll just throw it on a playlist of that, and it's like 50 episodes. And so I know what's coming up next because I know Dragon Ball Z can like the back of my hand. But it's a YouTube series you can just like throw on. You know what I have also done too?
But it's nice to like kind of that comfort show. Yeah.
You know what's one I've also done, and I've have it in the background, but it's not very loud.
Yeah.
Five Nights at Freddy's from Markiplier.
Oh wow! You know what? That's such a great idea. I totally forgot about this.
Let's Plays.
But Let's Plays walkthroughs of
They're
like
just there.
like beautiful game. Uncharted 4, PewDiePie's walkthrough of that. I think that
you've
happens
watched
to
it how
be
many
one
times?
of my favorite walkthroughs. Yeah, I've watched it 3
Yeah,
times.
I've watched. I mean, I have,
but like all 46 videos. Like
right. So it's just like you just
4
throw those playlists on and just kind of have them in the background on your laptop or your phone or whatever. And so that's how I know it's like. Or the worst is when I turn on something, try to watch it, flip to something else, try to watch it, flip to something else, and try to watch it. If I start going to 3 or 4 different spots, I'm not in the mood to watch
you-
anything.
do
But I need something on in the background.
I was just gonna ask, do you ever
have
just
to.
switch everything off and just like
I sometimes I'll switch.
Coast?
It happens in the morning more so, or at night. I'll like have something on playing. It's like this is still playing. Turn it off, and then.
drift off? Oh, okay.
But I needed to kind of like wrap my head around because I don't like being around with. I don't know if you're like this, and folks at home are probably the same way. I don't want to be alone with my thoughts.
Yeah, silence is a tough one, but I also think in maybe this is some modern wisdom like from the podcast that I love, but he says that some of the problems in everyday life that you're avoiding is in the silence that you're also avoiding. And so sometimes I will get into these runts and I will turn everything off and just listen to that. The quiet is sometimes comforting, but I will say my thoughts definitely start ramping up. I was going to ask if you do a specific show or do you need that for sleeping? Because
I do.
I do too, but I do not do any animation shows because, or I tend
You
to
want to watch
not.
it? You want to?
Not because of that, but because a specific example that I bring up that I don't do that I enjoy watching on the daily is Family Guy. But their intro is so down seems.
Oh, I've
that I
noticed
don't
that.
want it to wake
I've
me
noticed
up,
that,
or the
yeah.
bright lights and the bright animation. So it's like sometimes I'll turn on something a little bit less.
I just turn the volume down. I just need something. It doesn't
volume
have to
down,
be-
brightness down to a 1 or like a 2. But
So I know that. Dragon Ball Z Abridged does that too because it's the Chala Head Chala.
Yeah.
And like it's
so
one of
sometimes
those,
it can get loud.
it just
and it's like,
and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, it wakes me up a little bit, and I'm like-
that's my attention is got now.
trying to relax.
King of the Hill does the same thing too. If it's loud,
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
a
for some
little-
reason it's a loud intro. It's not a loud song, but it is a loud intro.
it catch you. You know,
It catches
it's
you.
the hook for the
That's
show.
the point.
For us, yeah.
But yeah, no, I need something on in the background. And you're right. There are times I want the silence, but I usually want the silence when I'm outside and I'm
Right. Yeah.
Like I don't like to do inside silence. It's very, it's room tone is annoying. It's lame. It's there.
I will say it's probably a level of the cats, because I'll see them on the floor and I'll just like the previous couple days I've been pausing things or skipping through videos, selecting a new one, not liking it, selecting a new one.
And it's not even that I don't like the content. I just don't want to watch
right.
it.
You're just like, I don't want to watch that right now.
I watched a video about dinosaurs yesterday, and it was interesting, but I was like, my brain is just not focused.
See, that's how you know people.
That's how you
when
know it's
are
bad. It was
in
about T-Rex.
the fatigue. And I think that the best way to get through it is just to keep walking, keep doing things. And
I would say do other things.
right. Or try something fresh for a little bit, Yesterday I read for a little bit. Like just opened up a book and I was like, I'm just gonna read for a little bit. And
throwing on music too. I mean, sometimes you just gotta throw on music for some kind of sound. A podcast. That's what people have done. Or
turn on Binging with the Boys. Talk about this, movie fatigue, or talk about a random movie in dissection, or a Markiplier, solo film that we just talk about for an entire hour.
Yeah, that was actually one of our. I think it was impressive that we could do a whole hour of just Iron Lung.
I even think that we went over, because I remember Travis was like, "You guys talked about Iron Lung for an entire hour," and I was like, "Yup." Movie fatigue though, it's tough, but it's not impossible to get over. So if you guys are facing it, obviously,
we'll talk. I think we're gonna have a break coming up pretty soon, but I will say there's other avenues to look at this, because you're talking about movie fatigue. I'm more talking about TV show fatigue, but I mean both go hand in hand. I think, because I'll have times where I've started a movie and I'm like, dude, no, and then I start a show, it's like, dude, no. Yeah. And the worst is when you just can't get into one. I know we kind of talked about it, but you're trying to get into something. I mean, we've had it with Binging with the Boys where we say we're going to watch this, and sometimes I got to like kick myself to watch it, and then I'm good. Yeah. Once I get it, it's like kind of going to work. It's like, I don't want to go to work. You go to work, you're like, I'm fine.
Yeah, and you're like, whatever.
Yeah, I'm fine. We're already here. So, yeah.
I've actually got an example about that, but I'll talk about that coming up in just a bit. We'll be right
it's
back.
Break time. Stay with us.
All right, we're back, Binging with the Boys. Today we're talking about movie fatigue, or TV show fatigue, I guess. Of course, I'm joined by my boy, Adam Shawinski. Yeah, we've got some exciting news also. Wait, which one are you showing?
ILL.
Okay, perfect. Oh, the other one I have is orange still. So.
It's hard to see. Here, you want to borrow my blue one?
Does this work? Is this
here? This is what he meant to say. This is what he meant to say.
Yeah. Then that. Yeah. I.
There you go.
Yes, Illini basketball. The boys are in the Final Four.
So we were talking about movie fatigue and sports fatigue anyway. And I will tell you what, since we are on the topic of fatigue in general, I'm going to tell you somebody who's a sports person, and Mitchell will admit I'm a sports person.
Are you getting basketball fatigue right now?
Not basketball fatigue. I'm excited, but I think there's fatigue in other sports, and it's not a long set-in thing. Like, I want to watch some game. Like, there are times I want to watch my favorite team, Bears, one of my favorite organizations to watch football, right? Professional. There are sometimes I will not watch a Bears game, not just because it's on too late for me, because I got a bedtime, but I just don't want to watch any football that day. Like, and it's a Sunday.
Okay.
And I know people get excited about it, and then there's just times I won't. Sometimes I'll throw a game on just in the background of like the Colts playing somebody, or the Vikings or whatever. I'm just naming random teams, and like it's not that I don't want to watch the Bears. It's just I just don't want to pay attention to football. It's on in the background. That's great, but it's kind of like that with that's why I can kind of see why sports bars and like places that have TVs, they throw the games on so you can see what the scores are and keep up. But you're not expected to pay attention.
Right, yeah.
The
You're
sounds
being more social. You're talking with people, hanging out, having a drink and whatnot.
I mean, they had the sound on over at Bunnies when I was watching the game. That was towards the end of the game. Like during the game, I had no idea that horn was going off for like 10 minutes.
No, well, you're also at Bunnies, so it's like it's probably
there was no sound. They didn't have the sound on.
Oh,
so,
they didn't. Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, why are they? What's wrong with the horn? What's going on?
Yeah, it was on for a while. Yeah,
and I didn't realize that. So, but anyway, I think sports fatigue is real. I think the sport that gets it the worst, probably baseball.
I was just gonna say baseball. It's a long season.
I don't know I know people that can sit down and watch every single game of their favorite team. Like there are Cubs fans who are like that dedicated.
Hey,
I love the Cubs. I cannot watch every single game because I will get bored. I'm sorry. On
I will
TV,
say it is boring.
Going to a game, absolutely. I'm already there.
Say, the comparison is going to a game is different than watching it when it comes to baseball.
It's like with basketball and football, I can sit there and watch a whole game and not get tired.
Yeah.
I might take 5 seconds or 5 minutes to look at my phone for something, but like I'm still engaged with the event. Baseball is just such a slow sport. And I love baseball, but it is a slower sport. That's why it's hard to televise it. And it's also, I think, a good nap time. I think golf's the same way. It's like I'll watch golf, know what's going on. I'm like, oh, he's got, he's 1 over par. Like that's not good. He's got a bogey, and then it's like, Also, this is great time for a
Yeah, it's wild for a guy that's a fan of playing golf. I love to play golf.
playing. It's a different animal too.
Right.
You're,
Playing's
you're
different,
very
for sure.
engaged.
But yeah, I don't think I've ever like sat down and watched.
It's
golf
different. I don't know a lot of people that play golf and who want to watch golf actively. If that makes sense. Like I have a buddy of mine who plays golf. He will watch golf, but he's not like sorry,
like
Mike.
in depth with it. Yeah.
He was just more like, oh, that was a bad drive. And I like watching him tee off. Like
Teeing off is
teeing
great.
off and putting.
Watching a big drive, watching a big chip is one of my
That's
favorite
fun
things.
too,
Yeah,
but-
seeing someone like right in the sand trap
Yeah.
or just a little bit away because I will say I think the hardest stroke during your golf game is probably going to be your short game chips.
Yeah,
because
which is why short game's incredibly important.
to
work
it's
on.
crazy difficult too.
Yeah, it's not a sports
maybe not
broadcast. I
crazy
know
difficult,
we saved that for the Midwest mashup though.
right. Yeah.
And also Brandon's got a whole
Yeah,
golfing.
tea time.
Tea
Tea
time, I
time.
think,
They
something
were
like
just
that.
doing something
him
just a
and
couple days
Ethan?
ago.
That's
they were
cool.
Out in the court or out in the court.
Yes, they play on a golf court.
Yeah.
A golf court.
Course. They were on a
know.
course. I said court because I'm thinking about Final Four.
Yeah, we're thinking of Final Four. No, it's exciting because that's the thing that kind of drops me back in is that your team,
Right,
team you care for,
seeing
is
the
in it.
Illini go this far is
Yeah,
obviously
I would
very
probably
exciting
stop
and-
watching the Final Four if the Illini were not like in it. My bracket's already busted. Who cares? But like
Oh yeah, Duke is already
Duke is gone.
crazy.
That's why we're playing
Crazy.
UConn. But the thing is that even the day of the round of 64, like the first two rounds, I tried to watch as much as I could.
Oh, you
And-
did?
Well, yeah, because I had multiple games on. I'd have it on my phone. There's so many ways to get games now.
That's right.
And I think it's because we have so much access to it. We went to a restaurant and watched it. I just went to a point
We
where I
had
was like,
4 games on, or
Yeah,
we
and I-
had 3, and then the golf match, which Adam requested.
I did
Let's
not.
just say he requested.
It was on. I didn't know how to
No,
change it. So
no.
we watched it, and I was like, even I was getting to the point where, like, at the end of the day, it's like I went home and I was like, I didn't really watch much more basketball. Not because I didn't like it, but I was just tired. It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch a lot of it. That's why I think a lot of people, when they do that, they plan the whole day around it. Like, we had to work. I had to get ready for bed and go to the next day. But my mom, I think, took 2 days off just to watch basketball.
That's awesome. The dedication is real for sure for
So-
March Madness, but
The fatigue for sports, I think, is another one. It's a form of media,
it's
right?
screen fatigue.
A lot of screen
and
fatigue.
that's okay. I think a lot of this points to the fact that I'm not going to say like we're not social. Like Adam and I are out and about where we're having a good time in the community, I think. But we
Why
also
I like to go ski in the park so I can go
Right.
so I can go talk to people. I can get interaction with servers, my friends, and talk to the game about
Right.
it. I like to watch a game by myself, but I feel like I'm animated, but not as animated by myself.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm watching with people, I get a little bit more into it if it's a team I really care about.
Naturally,
And I'll start yelling at the TV. My mother is one of my favorite people to watch with because she used to, especially when she was younger, she used to yell at the TV, and I used to go, "Mother, they can't hear you," and she goes, "That's not what the point. It's because I'm excited."
That's not the point.
My dad used to look. Now it's funny because then Mom and I were watching, I think, college football one time. A team that had it was like a championship game or whatever, and Mom and I are watching. What is it, not championship game? It was a. I'm trying to think of what it was. Oh, it was a one of the playoff bowl games that they have.
Mm-hmm.
And so Mom and I are watching. We're yelling at the TV and everything, and Dad's like, "You don't even like these guys. Like, why are you?" And it's like, "Because we want to see good football. Darn it."
Yeah. You just want to see a good game.
Good game. We want a good game. So, and that's another thing too with sports too. You can get some of these games in the round of 64 where it's like, dude, you know who's gonna win. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
like,
That's
and
true.
when a team makes
That's
it
a little-
close, then that's different.
That's a little less enticing
Yeah.
than a team that's like super close with the other. But
There's a lot of basketball the last couple of
oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, naturally because
Yeah.
it's March Madness, but in general, this is that screen time fatigue, and the easiest way to kind of combat it, I think, is to
Put it away.
put it away, go out, and I consider us both nerds, both of us gamers, both of us.
Gaming,
Screen people. Like
Yes.
I enjoy gaming. I enjoy the TV. I enjoy movie. That's why I wanted to start this podcast. But I also enjoy the lack thereof because it makes it that much better to
Well,
go
yeah,
back
because
to.
if you're around it all the time, and then we're going to screen fatigue too. It's like, okay, even when I'm online, on my computer, it's like
Oh my gosh.
Facebook gets boring. I'll throw up on Facebook on my phone. I'm like, why am I looking at this? I've already seen
Yeah,
this.
for like 15 minutes on Instagram, and then I'm like, why am I on? Oh yeah, let's just-
you get stuck into the reels. You get
it's
sucked
the
into
food. It's the food. They
that. That's because you've been starving
yeah,
yourself,
they
buddy. He's on a
span-
fast.
I'm on a little bit of a fast right now, but we're doing sushi later today, so I'm excited for that.
I'm very
Sushi's gonna be
excited.
good. Also, you dropped off candy for me,
did.
and I've got candy literally staring me.
Oh,
in the
I didn't.
face.
I didn't didn't realize you were still going.
Oh no,
I thought you
you're
were done.
absolutely you're all good. I'm gonna continue until sushi, and then I'll have the candy after sushi. But
But yeah, no, it's the fatigue is real. And you know what? We're talking about screen fatigue. You know what? Something that does fatigue me, but I think it's something that you might not have experienced is that the fatigue for video games, because that does happen to me. I don't know how much it happens to Mitchell, but it happens to me. I'll pull up a game I've been working on for a while, thoroughly enjoying, but I just don't have it in me to finish it. Not because I didn't like the game. It's just I think you get so many hours into it, and you just want to break from it. If you're grinding on something, you know, like you want to get a new sword, or if you want to get a new character, and you're grinding and grinding and grinding, you get bored.
Absolutely.
At least it's more interactive. That's the thing. I think what helps with video games is that you're a part of it. You have to be actively
You are the
using.
character.
You are the
Right,
character. You're the literally the controller. You're the one participating. It's when you've been playing a game for so long, you're so used to the motions and you figured everything out. You're like,
It becomes too simple.
it becomes too simple. So even video games get that way. I think anything can, in any capacity, can be one of those where you just get sick of it after a while.
Become fatigued from. Yeah,
fatigue
absolutely.
from. I think, hey, even work. I mean, that's not why we take vacations, right?
That's why we have PTO.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna say back to the games. The one game that comes to mind when I'm thought about one that I didn't
One that gives you the
finish.
fatigue. Can you think of one?
Yeah, Hogwarts Legacy. There's just
really?
so much.
There is a lot
I
going
still
on.
haven't finished the game. I don't have any of the three Unforgiving.
I have one of the four. There's four of them.
Are there four? There's Crucio,
Avada Kedavra,
Avada Kedavra, and then
the Imperio.
Imperio. There's the big
Oh,
three.
I thought there was a fourth one for some reason.
Is there a fourth?
I don't know. He's gonna Google that one, but I'm trying to think of a game series. I mean, I get Hogwarts Legacy. That's why I put it down, because one of the puzzles just kind of frustrated me. Another game series. I think sometimes Pokemon can do that, and I love me some Pokemon. Total War series can do that too. I almost finished a campaign, completing the whole map, and I was like, I'm done. And it's like, well, I got 3 more spots to do. I'm done.
There are three.
Three? Okay, I thought it was
we were
4.
right on those, but yeah. I was gonna say that game is so great, and I'm a super huge
He's a
Harry
big
Potter fan.
He's a bigger Potter fan than I am.
Yeah, it's a yearly watch. I watch the series at least once a year.
At least I was young enough to remember going to the movies and seeing that movie.
Yeah,
I saw the Chamber of Secrets and the Prisoner of Azkaban in theaters.
I think I saw the fourth one in theaters. Goblet.
Yeah, 2004, 2005.
Yeah,
Yeah, you were pretty young for that
remember
one.
seeing that.
You were really young for that one. Because you're born.
Was it 2004 or 5?
Yeah, I think so. I remember reading the book around that time. I feel like I was in 4th grade when I read that book. You see how off track we get?
Look at this. Now we're talking about
We're getting
Harry
topic
Potter.
fatigue, right?
Yeah, 2005 Harry Potter.
Oh, was it
so that
2005?
5? I don't know if maybe I saw that in 5 years old. Probably not.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
But I remember seeing one of them in theaters.
I didn't see 4 in theaters. I had to get the DVD.
What's the worst one you think?
The worst one of the Harry Potter ones?
Yeah.
That's a great question for our viewers. What's the worst one of
Yeah,
Harry
what's
Potter?
the worst Harry Potter
Let us
movie
know.
that you guys don't like? Because I love the series. Don't get me wrong. I love the books too.
I was getting bored
But
with
everyone's got to have one that's like, this one's not. as okay.
I was getting bored with the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2. I was getting bored.
movie?
I was over it, I think, at that point.
You know what's funny is
Not the book, the movie. I mean, the book's different.
The book's different, of course. I'm kind of with you. You know,
It's at that point, I just want everything to wrap up.
Let's go.
Let's finish this
All
up.
right, finish off Voldemort.
I enjoyed Order of the Phoenix, the movie, way more than I thought I would. And I enjoyed
Yeah.
Half-Blood Prince way more than I thought I would.
Half-Blood Prince, Prisoner of Azkaban. Is their
That's
best. I
it's the
think.
one that everyone loves, and that's
And
not
you
my
don't
favorite.
You don't like that, right?
You know what my favorite one is, right?
It's the.
The first one's great. First one's like
I think you like the second one, right? The
Chamber of Secrets is my favorite, and
Yeah.
and according to like
Why?
Movie Critic and stuff, everyone's like that's the worst one. I'm like, it's
Really? They
Yeah.
say you know what I think the worst one is? Is the first one. I don't like the first.
you don't like the first movie.
I think
it's like still like look at
it
these
is
kids
very
with
kid
the
and cute.
wizards.
But the second one is still cute and kid-like, but
Mm-hmm.
also adds in that like scare factor. Where I think the first one is
The second one's I think it's got still the light, like it's still bright,
Lighthearted, for
Once
sure.
you get to like the third movie,
That's what I'm saying.
They switch directors
the
too.
color grading in the third one switches.
Is
Obviously, they
dark.
switched Dumbledore out. You know,
they switched directors too.
things have
right?
a change. Yeah. I think they switched
Because the guy
directors.
who did the first 2 Harry Potter movies also did. Do we have a break we have to go to? I just realized that.
Oh yeah, you know what? We gotta go to break, y'all.
We'll talk about more about Harry Potter in a
We'll be
second.
right back. Well, we took too much time on our show. Just
Let's talk
before we
about
went
something
to
that had
break.
nothing to do with the topic we were going
We're,
on.
our topic today is movie fatigue, you know,
Yeah.
where you stop watching movies. But we ended up talking about Harry Potter. But yeah, I'm gonna look that up. So Harry Potter. 1 and 2 director.
Yeah,
right?
I'm pretty sure the 1 and 2 also did Home Alone, the first 2 Home Alone movies with Kevin as the protagonist.
Really.
Yeah.
Let's see. Harry Potter director. Yeah, Chris Columbus for the 1 and 2.
Yep. And 3 was not Chris Columbus.
Yeah, Alfonso Cuarón or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did Home Alone. Wow, look at you, Adam.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong.
It's a very
Hey, man.
much.
Guess we got the binging, trivia. We've got trivia over here. That's
No, I don't know why. I think I remember that from an episode of John Tron years and years and years and years and years ago. Yeah, that's very much because he did an episode about Home Alone games.
this is a reference.
That is a reference that nobody here is gonna get.
No, not
I
a
like the
chance.
deep cuts that nobody gets. They're for me. They're not for you. They're for me.
I will say though, like I keep saying, if you need your like a best friend for trivia night, this is the guy. This guy right here.
Maybe.
Yeah. Let me lower his third again.
This guy, that's me. I'm gonna move my
This
mic
boy.
actually a little bit more. There you go. So you can see more of my face, not just the mic with my mouth.
Yeah, that too. But, yeah, Harry Potter, great. The third one I think is probably up there for
But
me.
even by this 6th movie, even though I like the 6th movie, I was kind of over it by the 5th
I don't
movie.
know why the Deathly Hallows had to be in 2 parts.
It's a lot.
It is a
It's
lot.
a lot.
It is a lot. But it's like
Oh yeah, I did not care much. I didn't really care about the first Deathly Hallows, let alone the second one. I just wanted it to end. I was over it.
I also want to get something out there that when Harry finally like wins and Voldemort like fades away, basically Thanos snaps and
Should we
goes
save this?
Ash.
Hold on. Should we save this for a Harry Potter episode? Or we could bring it up again. Go ahead.
Or we
say
can
it.
bring it up again.
Say-
Yeah, I've
say your-
already
say
got
your
my
piece.
train of thought out there. So
Say your piece.
I don't like how uncelebratory everyone is when he walks back in the castle. He walks back in with his wand in hand, and he's like, all dirty and sweaty because he just like wrestled
Died.
Tom basically, and he died and came back. And then he goes in, and everyone's just like chatting with each other. Like everyone's like obviously recovering and rescuing the help and rescuing people that are bleeding or whatnot's happening. But Harry's walking through this whole
Harry's
crowd,
a jerk.
and no one is like.
It's because Harry's a jerk.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Harry's a jerk.
At that point, I'm like imagining that even the characters were like, "Guys, we finally did it. Let's just take 10. We'll see you tomorrow.
I'm sick of you
just
guys.
Take the day.
Go
take
be
the
an
day,
or.
we'll
I'm
see
sick of
tomorrow."
you.
Yeah, but we've said this before that the real hero of that is Neville.
Oh, I was gonna say Draco Malfoy. I'm kidding.
Draco.
He does have a good big moment.
He
where I was
does
like,
have
all
small
right.
character development. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Where he's like,
It's something, but
I'm not going to use the word mudblood anymore, and then does.
yeah.
No, yeah.
Anyway-
favorite character?
From Harry Potter,
Yeah,
Hagrid's one of them.
Hagrid is
Who
one.
doesn't love Hagrid? I should not have said that. I should not have said that.
I should not have said that.
I love Hagrid. Hagrid. Everyone loves Dumbledore.
Dumbledore's a
The older I get, the more I just dislike Harry. I'm gonna be honest with you.
The more I
he
get
gets
old-
worse over time.
Yeah. The more I like, really
Hermione.
feel for.
I loved Hermione as a kid. I had a big crush on Emma Watson as a
Oh,
kid.
yeah, absolutely. Who didn't?
But also, Hermione is a fun character. She's
I feel-
also very like the know-it-all. But I mean, I like her
Yeah.
as a character.
I know that Ron is obviously the kind of the butt of the jokes, if you will.
Yeah.
That's why he was kind of written into the books.
Rupert
but
Grint does a great job.
I think he does a
Good
great job.
I love Ron.
Expensive
Petroleum. That's from the
Such a good
internet. No, I actually love Ron. It's funny. I like Harry less as I get older. I like Ron more as I get older.
Yeah, and
and
he's-
Hermione just stayed the same, always up
Yeah.
top. She's a smart one. That's why I liked her. I was like, she's
just
smart.
a genius. She knows.
She knows what's up.
Yeah, it's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Yeah, she's just annoying about it. It's like the one bad character trait. She's just annoying about
Sure,
it.
she is a know-it-all. That's
And
for
then you
sure.
realize, oh, Emma Watson is definitely not like her, which is good acting when their characters are not exactly like.
No, I think she did
job.
a knockout job of it. Plus,
Rupert
I
Grint
mean,
is not a coward, and Daniel Radcliffe is not
the biggest hero.
the biggest hero. He's.
I will say he's a great actor, though.
I loved you. Okay, we're getting way too far into the Harry
Yeah,
Potter.
we're
film.
diving way too much into lack of movie fatigue.
See, that's how we're so fatigued. Hold on, I'm gonna pull this back. We're so fatigued. We don't even want to talk about the fatigue topic. That was the whole crux of our thing.
we don't even want to fatigue on the fatigue.
We're fatigued from our
out of
fatigue
the
conversation. Do you
fatigue
understand?
conversation.
That's just so wild to think about.
This is how it goes. I mean, you imagine what the morning show looks like, right? And then
usually
we
us
cut to
screaming at
break,
each other.
and then it's this.
And us screaming
It's
at each other.
this.
Making noises. So,
Pretty accurate.
All right, let's get back on track because this has gone off the Hogwarts Express.
But yeah, we started this conversation with Hogwarts Legacy and being fatigued out by playing that game.
Yeah.
And it's because there's so much of the game that I end up going,
yeah,
I've gotten to a point where I've got like a farm, or I've got one of those little, pastures where you can collect the animals or collect the winged creatures. That's kind of cool. But then I got to that point and I was like,
Whatever.
yeah, I was like, man, I do need to do these unforgivable curses, but like, it's just so much. And it's like, the map is huge,
yeah.
which I don't hate. It's like when I first start playing the game, it's great. It's awesome. It's very
but then you realize
enticing.
it's
But
a
then
lot.
you get down and down and down.
I think series that have gotten that to me, because I love video games again. The Assassin's Creed series has gotten really bad about that, especially with the newer games. It's that the maps are huge, cool, but like there's more to explore. But there's just so many side things I don't care about.
Yeah, you get so lost in these side quests. Game
They don't matter.
developers
They
out
don't
there
matter at all to the story. You could never do them and it'd be fine.
Yeah, but then the smallest inkling of you'll level up in this little area if you do that side quest. Everyone and their brother in the gaming world is going, well, maybe for the final boss that will make me more strong and
Yeah,
a little bit
but
better.
that's different because you can do other stuff for that. But The Witcher's another series that I got tired of. And I keep trying to
you,
replay it.
yeah.
I love it. Great game. Fantastic game. Great story. There's too much going on.
Yeah, there is a lot happening in that game. That's
And
for sure.
I mean, what else is another game series that's done that? Just a lot of games seem
Dark
to be.
Souls.
That's different.
That's
You're
just
right,
a
but that's
pain
that's
game.
just a
You're
pain game.
just
Period.
playing that because
I think that just a lot of it comes down to how much is your tolerance and how much time do you have to sit there and do something. I love Planet Zoo. There is way too much creativity for me. Planet Zoo.
Oh, the one there where you can
but
literally
it's-
create your own zoo.
It's like Zoo Tycoon on steroids, and I love it because the animal models are great. They have really cool animals. But man, exhibit design, it'll take me an hour to make a very basic exhibit that looks good.
This is one of those things though that you just
You get tired, and then you make one
get-
exhibit. It's like, dude, I can't just run a zoo with one exhibit. I'm bored now. I need to get done.
And this is where it's like, step outside.
Go
Walk
touch some
around.
grass.
Yeah, literally go touch some grass.
grass.
Breathe the fresh air.
I gotta tell myself to go touch some grass.
Yeah, same here. And then when we start to like get into these modes where we're kind of dogging on ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
we get down because we're fatigued out for something. We got a couple more minutes
Oh,
actually.
what is our out time?
36.
36.
so.
Okay. I don't want to pull another one of those last breaks.
No, of course. Yeah. We'll cut to break a little early here, but yeah, going outside, like it's something that I need to remind myself of like, man, I'm so fatigued out and I feel like I'm so bored.
Go
What can
shopping.
I do?
Go do some
shopping.
Go to the gym. Obviously, the gym.
Go take a shower, like something out of the normal
clean
routine right
something.
now. Well, I guess showering is part of my routine, but you know what I mean, like a random
Is
thing
it?
during the
I
day.
don't know. Is it?
Why do I taste something? I'm just kidding.
Um,
But yeah, go outside, like take a lap.
is there anything
Reset.
do you ever try to force yourself to get back into something? Obviously, I think we all do. But is there any times you can think of off the top of your head where it's like, I really just didn't want to do it and I forced myself to do it? And,
Movie-wise or TV
And it got me
show-wise?
back on wanting to watch movies or videos or whatever.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm trying to think of a time too for myself that I was like, I just got to do it and then it'll be done.
It's not so much necessarily the I gotta do it so much as like I think when I visit home, a buddy of mine and I back in high school loved to go to the movies and go to the theater. It's the theater that I used to work at too, so it's really fun.
I think that'll help. Yeah.
Nostalgic, but like we'll make plans to go see something new. That will get me to talk about that movie and go like, oh, I love this director, I love this actor, and then I'm like, you know what, I should go watch more Guy Ritchie movies or go watch a Christopher Nolan like Interstellar again.
I think what that helps too is that you're getting out of the house.
Right, you're getting outside. You're talking about.
You're
it
going
with,
to a place to
socializing.
specifically do that thing. Therefore,
Exactly.
when you start doing it, it'll get you out of that slump. It's kind of like going to the bar to watch a game. You're specifically forcing yourself to go to or any restaurant that has a. I'm not just going to say the bar, but any restaurant that has a TV to watch the game. That's the whole point. It's like going to a game. It's like that's the point is to watch the game. Therefore, you force yourself to watch that event.
Right.
So I get that. Like, and then we don't. It's harder to do with TV because TV is so much at home. TV is not much isn't a thing you do out and about. I'm not gonna go. Hey guys, we're gonna watch the new episode of Invincible over at the
At
yard.
bar.
Like,
that'd
no,
be
you're not doing
crazy.
that.
But to be honest, that kind of would be kind of cool if we.
I
Like,
don't think you could play that at the yard.
No, I don't think so. But
Too many-
you know
too
what
many
I mean?
families.
Like get a group of people together and we go to a bar that's like designed for. I don't know, has a room
Like an arcade bar, but with
yeah,
TV shows?
has a TV show playing and we have a watch party for it. I don't know.
that sounds interesting. There's,
Does it?
there's
Does
an
it?
idea that,
Okay,
that we can't take.
all right, y'all, you didn't hear that.
Hey, don't we have to break though?
I guess so. All right, we'll be right back right after this. Welcome back to our Binging with the Boys. Movie fatigue. I think it's real.
It is.
Some people say it's a hoax or a myth. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, we're all facing it. Sometimes we all get exhausted from random
You know what?
things.
You get a lot. I got a lot fatigue, and I was looking this up to see how other people felt about this. This is coming from people who are on the news. I'm gonna say there's news fatigue.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
And
yeah.
it's not so much that it's the people. I mean, it's not us that you're tired of. I think it's the routine people get tired of, and then the news itself, because it can get really dour and sour.
It can be very, very
Especially
sad from time to
especially
time.
in 2020 during COVID, when every story just seemed to be around the pandemic. You know what I'm saying?
It was hard to get away from because
It was just so encompassing.
Couple years we were obviously having to cover things that are
It took a while
detrimental
before
to
we
the
had a
world.
whole news show where we didn't mention COVID once.
Yeah. Oh, I bet it.
And it's the same. I think it was the same thing with my friends in Joplin. I talked to them about
Oh,
that.
it's the same thing
with the
everywhere.
tornado.
Yeah, I remember
they were
that.
like, I think it took. They said it took like about a year before we had a newscast where we didn't mention the Joplin tornado in any
the
way, shape, or
tornado?
form. Whether it's funding for something, a project somebody worked on, somebody that passed away in it, or a memorial. They were like, it took us
Rebuilding of something.
Yeah, they're like, it took a whole year before we finally got back to a whole newscast, not just a block, a whole newscast not talking about a tornado or the Joplin tornado. And then, granted, if you don't know, it's an EF5 tornado that went through Joplin, Missouri. One of the most devastating incidences of an EF5 definitely by the in 2011, but for
It's
this
referenced-
21st century.
It's referenced in like a documentary, right? Am I right
There is a
about that?
documentary
There
about
is
it
a
on
documentary
Netflix.
about it.
I watched
Right.
it, yeah.
Okay.
Well, that one I've been putting off for a while too, and I'm glad I watched it a couple of months ago.
I would say that's another one that helps fatigue-wise is watching a documentary, something real.
Yeah, and watching a
but that's-
documentary on something you didn't think you were going to be interested in.
Yeah, something you know nothing about.
Yeah.
Just toss it on.
Throw yourself and that's the thing. Maybe that jumpstarts you is throwing yourself into something you may or may not like. Like, hey, I am not interested in the documentary or the I'm trying to think of a good one. Kind of the history of foosball, and then you start watching foosball, and you're like, dude, this is great. Like,
Yeah, you find out like different facts of
yeah,
things
or
that
whatever.
you're like, oh my gosh, I
you
didn't
just
even
throw
realize.
yourself into it sometimes. Sometimes YouTube does that where it has a video and it's just like, I never thought about that. And you watch it and you're like, this is fascinating. So
Yeah.
and that restarts your wanting to watch more documentaries about it or docuseries or whatever infotainment of some sort. So I mean, that might be another way to get you out of the funk too. I mean, but again, just sometimes turning it off really helps too, and going from there. So we talked about media, the media
Media fatigue or
media
news fatigue.
news fatigue.
Yeah.
I keep saying the media fatigue, because media also means
Yeah,
like
it's the
TV
media,
shows,
yeah.
movies, all that stuff. But news fatigue is also a thing too. And I think social media also doesn't help too, because you're scrolling, trying to see what your friends are up to, and then you get a news alert, so that also adds to it. So maybe staying off of social media for a little bit. Social media fatigue is the same thing as all the other fatigues.
Yeah.
We're going to keep talking about fatigue, and I'm getting fatigued about saying the word fatigue. So burnout, is that a better word we can use?
Burnout is a great word too. Just getting tired of, exhausted from. Everything in moderation is.
I think you can do that with driving too.
Yeah, it's a cliche that it's a cliche for a reason that everything in moderation type of thing, because not just is too much of something bad for you, but you also need to take a break from
Is there
things.
anything you can think of though that you don't get tired of? You get burnt out, because I can't think of things that I don't eventually get tired of. That's hard that question to answer, because everyone's going to say, "Well, I love eating, I love doing this," but I'm like, you get to a point where you do it so much, you're just like,
Any one thing,
you're not any one thing.
or movies or TV.
I mean, you can do that too if you want, but I'm just thinking in general, like how common it is to get burnt out of something you love. And we love movies, video games, all that stuff here. I'm Binging with the Boys. Is there anything you get so tired of that, like in life, that you just kind of need a break from it? Wow, I'm
like,
getting very
eh.
philosophical.
No,
aren't
I think that's great. Sometimes, with the binging with or not binging with the boys, philosophical. Nothing wrong with that. Let me think. Something that I never get fatigued from, ever.
it's hard to do.
I would say just
Silence.
myself. Like in a real
that's
way.
adorable.
Like,
I love that
like,
answer.
There are a lot
I'm
of
sick of me all the time, but
but even in those moments, you're still there for yourself, right? Like you are actively choosing to, let's say the next day you aren't fatigued and you do throw on YouTube something that you laugh at or always enjoy watching. That is you subconsciously going, hey, Adam needs this. let's give it to him, And I think that that's something that
Wow,
is
I like
something
that answer.
maybe we can never be tired of or fatigued of. I was gonna say like my dog Daphne or my cats.
I would say
'Cause
those boys.
I could
those
never
boys.
not like yesterday. Paxton was laying down in the sun, even though it was cloudy, but he was getting in the sun the last little bit of it. So I laid down next to him, and he was just like.
I think for me, it's little things that I find that I don't know if I ever could get tired of, and if I did, it's because they don't happen enough, or they don't happen enough for me to get tired of. That makes sense. When I was younger, and this is going to be a weird thing, but I tell people this all the time, I loved watching my dog like fill up his bowl full of food and just sitting there and watching him eat. I wouldn't do it all the time.
I love watching.
But it's just like, hey man, I'm glad you're enjoying this. I'm glad you're getting your nourishment. And he would look at me like, dude, don't touch my food. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to. I just want to watch you enjoy your food.
I
man.
just like watching nature.
And he'd look at me. I like watching nature. And I think
Right.
that's what I was going to go into next. Is like, and I think nature in general is something that I might get tired of the same setting and the same scene, but I will not get tired of nature itself because
Existing,
it is so different every day.
Right.
Weather's different every day. There's a difference between getting tired of a weather pattern. That's different. But weather patterns aside, just the concept of weather, looking at the clouds, they're always different. Oh man, I love looking at the clouds.
trees,
Looking
dude.
at stars, like nature. It's always something that's a little bit different, you know? So I think being out in nature, going for that long walk, getting
taking a break
from everything else does in fact help. And then when you get tired of that, not because you're tired of seeing it, but you're just physically tired. Like I went for a long hour and a half long walk.
Yeah.
Then come back to your screens and you feel like you did accomplish something.
Yeah, you're more enticed to kind of have that relaxed pill, you know? I think that's important too.
I would say food. I always want to say I'm never sick of food, but there's times where I eat a meal,
I'm like,
a very similar meal for a couple days in a row, and I'm like, I hate this.
Yeah, it ends up just being fuel. That's why I tell
you
myself,
just-
where I'm
you
like,
just
ugh,
I
don't
just need
even want this.
something.
There was a couple mornings ago, because every morning, not every morning, but most mornings I start with oatmeal. And it was a morning that I was like, God, this is horrible. I don't want to eat this at all. So, no, I get that with the food fatigue for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably fatiguing our own audience right now with how much
A
we're
little
talking.
bit, but you know what? I also like that philosophical line of questioning. Yeah, we got like we got to wrap at 48.
Okay,
So
I don't know our times anymore.
That's okay. No, I'll let you know. Yeah, philosophical talks, nothing wrong with that. I think that as much as I do annoy myself sometimes, as much as we all get sad, we all get happy, angry, and as much as there's uplifting times, there's always, those downswings, which is okay. And that's where I think I'm never tired of myself because I'm the only one who is going to be pulling myself out there.
Right.
So in that deep thought, philosophical way, maybe it is us that we're
maybe
not
we're all getting
tired
fatigued of us just talking. Maybe you're getting fatigued.
Maybe
of us
you're
talking,
getting tired of us.
of hearing us because I feel like we're getting tired of our own selves. I think it's also been a long day. It's Wednesday. We've had a long week already, and it seems like every week's been a long week lately. But that's just the way life is, right?
It has been a couple long weeks, that's for sure. But it is March, so that's severe weather, right? It's
That's
March
tiring.
Madness.
And people are like, you love it, right? And I'm like, I enjoy severe weather,
Right.
But it does get exhausting, And I think even Jacob's the same way. I mean, as much as he's out in the Storm Tracker, he gets tired too.
Yeah, we enjoy
Kevin
things,
gets
but
tired of it. Seth gets tired of it. Not because they don't love weather. They're not passionate about weather. But it's like
Everything in
It just
moderation.
happens so much, and you just the constant go of it just kind of
Yeah.
drags you down.
go.
I'm sure football players, like we were going back to sports, football players are not that they don't love football anymore, but man, they're tired because
physically
it's all
exhausting,
they've been
yeah.
doing. Same with these teams in the Final Four. They're probably like, you know what, we're getting to the end, but we're exhausted.
Yeah, we're
and you got to
burning
fight
up
to try and get a
candles at both
championship.
ends.
I totally get that. So I sympathize with our Illini players as they're getting ready to go, hopefully win this championship. Let's go, Illini.
ILL.
INI. But I get that they're probably starting to feel that fatigue too, a little bit too. So
Absolutely. Yeah, it makes total sense. And like I said, March is a busy month for us, March Madness.
for everybody, yeah.
For everyone, right? Tax season, So
School's getting to the beginning of the end.
right. All in all, to say, take a breath. It's okay to feel, I think, fatigued or burnt out in some days, but to know that
you gotta address it.
Yeah, you
gotta
gotta
address
address it.
it.
Gotta
It's hard
address
to
it.
do.
Take a walk, and cause sometimes it can be hard. Sometimes
Smell
it
the
can be
roses.
those simple things that maybe,
Yeah.
I guess, help us through. So, wow, we got really deep and philosophical today.
Well, I think it is
because
because
we're not talking about movies at all.
we're not,
It's
and
a-
that's I think
was a little
it's because
tougher.
we're not talking about it that we can get that way, and because we're getting into kind of the philosophy of why we do or do not, in this case, do not watch TV shows, movies, whatever it may be that we are binging at the time. So keep that in mind that sometimes you got to step back, look at it at a different angle, and go from there. So.
Interesting. I like that. And to draw back movies, there are some TV shows and movies and scenes with characters that you see get to that burnout level.
Yeah.
And it's funny that the movies that we watch or TV shows that we watch are all obviously tailored and written based on life experience.
They can't just keep going forever. These are got to be characters you believe in.
Right. And so that inspiration factor that's written into the line or that point of no return that the character voices out and screams or doesn't scream, you end up getting inspired from that or engaged with that, right?
I guess, yeah.
Yes,
no,
and no.
I think
I could see you were slow blinking there. I was curious.
Thinking. No, I was thinking about. Whenever I see a character in that burnout stage, I usually think that just shows that they're human. For one, they're more believable in that regard.
More real or relatable.
Relatable, and I would say that even our super characters like Superman, Batman. No, I'm not so much Batman because he's human, but Superman.
Mark. I relate Mark to Mark.
Mark is exhausted right now.
Mark is exhausted.
If you're not watching Invincible right now, but even some of our soups there in The Boys get that same way too. I mean, that just makes it more relatable in saying that they're not 100%, and I don't think anyone can ever be 100%.
Yeah,
which is impressive if it can be, because man, you can only your stamina can only stick around for so long. So
yeah, it can only last for so long, and
even media is burnt out on itself. That's really interesting to think about.
What a weird recycle that we just did.
We should probably start wrapping up for our break though, and then we can talk about things we're excited about coming down the pipeline. That'll kind of jog us back into the thing, right?
Yeah, we'll jumpstart right back into cinema, TV stuff coming up in just a bit. We'll be right back. We're back. We're talking movie fatigue, but you know what? We've kind of switched that over because we're wrapping up our show. I know, we kind of chatted a little bit more philosophically today, but that's okay. An hour of deep thought is okay. I think that's important sometimes. Of course, I've got Adam Sherwinski here who's staring down his phone, his cellular device. Then we were just talking about movie fatigue and putting your phone down. And
I was just making sure it was a team text. I'm sorry about our group, our team in the morning.
Unacceptable.
No, I just wanted to check something real quick.
Excuse.
You're right. I got fatigued there for a second too of your rambling. As he's looking at his phone.
Pot. Yeah. So things coming down the pipeline for you. I mean, we just chatted about it.
We've been talking about March Madness, and that's starting to wrap up. Unfortunately, I'm looking forward to watching the game on Saturday. But I am kind of sad that that's coming to a close too. But I'm also kind of glad because what a fantastic season. It's been a fun season for the Fighting Illini. But I mean, getting past the Elite Eight, getting to the Final Four, which I haven't done since I was in elementary school. It's been quite some time. I mean, Mitchell was still in diapers when that was happening.
You know what? Yeah,
actually, no, you were.
No, I was 5. So hopefully I wasn't in diapers.
No, 2005.
But
you were born in May. So you would have been 3 or 4.
4. Yeah, I would have been 4.
I'm joking, obviously.
So hopefully I was walking and
I'm sure you were at that point.
What age do babies stop wearing diapers?
1 or 2. I don't know. I'm not a.
I thought someone was knocking on the door.
I thought somebody was too.
Yeah, I was like, hello?
Probably heard on our mics.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, about 1 or 2. Anyway, some things I'm kind of excited about. I've been talking about Dragon Ball Z. I've been talking about this, blah, 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 blah. The Boys come back next week. That's
The Boys.
Not binging with The Boys. We'll be back, obviously. But The Boys, the TV show, it's the final season, which I'm glad it's the final season.
Yeah, it's one of those things where...
I'm getting sick of that show. I love it, but I'm sick of it.
You get fatigue of it. And this is... I think Amazon caught on to that, where they're wrapping these up nicely. They do that a lot. I hope they don't do that with Invincible.
The thing about Invincible has a lot more content to go through.
Right, yeah.
They've only scratched the surface, whereas The Boys, they've gone through a lot of their plot already. Yeah. And theirs is a little more deviated from the comics than what Invincible is, what Mark Kirkman has. Trying to think of some other things. Video games, man, I've been I'm just excited for the next round of NCAA football. I'm ready for another one again. I bought the first one that came back out in 25.
Yeah.
I'm ready for 27 to come out. I kind of skipped 26, even though I probably should have bought 26 because Luke Altmaier was on that team. But
is he not? Oh, he's not going to be.
He won't be back next
obviously.
year. It was his last season as a Fighting Illini.
Wow. Did you come across some of the posts for him? Obviously at the
Draft?
At the
combine?
draft. At the
So
combine.
The draft hasn't happened yet, but the combine, because the draft happens in April. But the combine, I mean, I've seen some of those posts, and I'm excited to see if that'll raise the stock a bit more and somebody will pick him up. I hope somebody picks him up.
I hope so.
If not, he'll be a walk-on. Pull Tommy DeVito and just walk on, have a great studly 3 weeks at a bottom tier
That's the hope, right?
NFL team that needs some help.
That'd be
and
pretty cool.
yeah, the Tommy DeVito story is awesome. I missed that like little run that he had with the New York Giants. Even then, he's a hometown boy. He's from New Jersey, so it worked out. But yeah, I could see Luke helping somebody out, maybe being a second string, a third string quarterback.
Absolutely, I could see that. I
coming in
don't
when he
think
needs to. He's not a starter.
right?
in
He's
the
not big
NFL.
enough. That's the
And that's
league.
not-
That's
and
the
that-
next step, and that's not his fault.
And that's
It's
not his
just-
fault. That's just the way the league is. Plus, especially since you have a lot of, we're getting really Midwest mashup over here. We've got a lot of. I'm excited to see what the Bears do, but we got a lot of like talent in the NFL for quarterbacks right now. So, what about you, bud? What are you excited about?
Invincible for sure. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to continue watching it because I know the new episode just came out a couple
Today.
days or today. But
As
then
a
I've got to watch the previous episode as well, the one that was like,
You know what? I was tired of that episode. I had fatigue halfway through it.
That's pretty crazy considering the show. So yeah, if you haven't watched Invincible, get a move on watching that. It's really good. Let's see, anything coming down the pipeline. New games, new movies that are being released this year seem to be pretty.
The movies are going to be huge. The movies
you
in the
know.
next year or so are going to be huge.
You know, Dune Part 3.
Oh, we got to watch.
Brand
You know,
New
what we got to go
Day.
see. We got to go see Super Mario Galaxy.
Super Mario Galaxy comes out.
It's already out
today, right?
I
Or
think it was today or
yesterday?
yesterday. It comes out this week.
That's
I
right.
don't know
we
what day.
should go watch that. That one.
I heard it. I heard the reviews have not been as nice, but it's gonna
Really?
it's gonna do numbers. I can already tell. 'Cause it's Super Mario.
It's going to be huge. But yeah, the first one was really good. Did you like the first one?
Yeah, I liked it more than I thought it would. And this
I
is coming
was-
from somebody who's played a lot of Mario.
Yeah, and I were you also on the train that like worried that Chris Pratt wasn't going to do very well for
Yeah.
Mario? Yeah, because I was really worried. Also, Mario's real voice actor is in the movie.
Charles Martinet. I love Charles Martinet.
And I guess
He plays one of the family members.
totally understand that he's like
He's also done playing Mario. He's
up
retired as
there,
Mario.
old wise.
Well, he's retired from the
age-wise.
position too. He's not voicing Mario ever again.
Oh, he refused.
he gave
to?
up the reins. Yep.
Oh wow. Well,
So.
you know what? That's okay. You know, it's time
we
to
should
move
we should
on
do that for our
from
next
things.
Major Drink with the Boys. Maybe next time we talk about Super Mario movies.
Maybe we're talking about
Sonic the
Mario.
Hedgehog. Well, let's go.
A Nintendo episode.
Ooh, Sega, Nintendo.
Sounds good. Alrighty. Well, that'll wrap it up. This
We're
has
tired of
been
this episode.
Binging
We're
with the
fatigued
Boys.
out.
Yeah, we're a little fatigued, but yeah, go touch some grass, enjoy your day, and we'll see you later.